Well, I think it's time we try to revive this old RV here. It's been sitting about a year, at least. Yeah, at least. Last time I ran it, it had a giant fuel leak coming from down there, so that's what I gotta take care of at least. But let's see if it starts. I'm gonna check all the fluids and then try to back it up onto the driveway so that I can access that line without lying in the grass. So we'll do the best we can. But let's check all the fluids first. Check the oil and tranny fluid, which, by the way, I don't think I've ever changed the oil on this thing. So the oil in here might be several years old. I think I should do that before I take it on a trip. Yeah, the oil's definitely dark, but somehow at the correct level. Looks good. It's low on coolant. I don't see an immediately accessible tranny dipstick. So I'm gonna add coolant and I'm gonna add a little bit of oil, because oftentimes if an engine sits and then you check the oil before you start it, it will read higher than what it actually should be, because oil kind of drips out of the cylinders. So we're gonna add a little bit of both. So the fluids have been added. It's kind of got a newish battery in there, but like I said, it's been sitting for a year. So I'm gonna set the camera up and we're just gonna see if it starts. Honestly, this thing is pretty damn reliable. So I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't even need a charge and it just kind of fires right up, but let's see. Well, needs a battery charge or a jump. All right, so I got the GMC hooked up, charging it away. Let's see if that gives it enough juice. I mean, she's kind of unbelievable after sitting for a year. It does that every single time. Just starts on up. Huh. Well, I can't complain. It's popping and backfiring a little bit, but I'm sure it'll smooth out. And she is sending out a little bit of blue smoke down here. So a little bit got past the oil valve seals, but not too bad. As long as it stops smoking after a minute or two. Hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna try to back it out of here just because I don't want to be working in the grass. We're just gonna try to get it about to there. little bit smoky, and I had a little bit of trouble at first because it was so sunk into the ground. But I think the leak is under there, so I should be able to just slide on under, get a look. She's smoking from up here. I hope just because I spilled some oil, or maybe the where you put in the oil, maybe there's a little hole or something, so it maybe it's getting off or burning off on the exhaust manifold. But I'll have to check just in case there's like a mouse nest in there that's burning up and it'll catch this whole thing on fire, because this is pretty much just cardboard, so it would go up in smoke. Okay, so under the camper, this is what I did on the road when I was on the road trip, just to kind of slow the leak. It was a on the road repair, so I really didn't have much to do. So I put this to deflect the leak away from the exhaust, which is there. So let me take this off now. And then that crazy mess is what I did to slow it down as much as I could. So obviously it's leaking from right there. And the previous guy patched it once, and then that patch apparently just went through. So now I patched it again. But now we're gonna have to patch it a third time. Hopefully a little better than the last two. So my grand plan is cut the line right there. And then it comes over here. Comes through here. And I'll just cut the line right here or something. And then we'll route a new rubber hose. Fuel rated, because they didn't really use good fuel rated hose. You can see there's another patch back here. There's not even hose clamps on it. But anyway, we'll put some fuel rated hose to go through there and hose clamp it a bunch of times, and that'll just take care of the leak. So got the line here. I'm gonna cut it right at the front of the patch right there. This is a copper line, so it shouldn't spark, so I am gonna use just a regular wheel cutter. And we'll see what happens. Let's get the other side. Well, I actually changed my mind on the strategy. Instead of using this rubber, I'm gonna just do it with a copper line and some compression fittings. So we'll see if we can get it on there nicely. Oh, let's see if we can line it up. I took it out of the other side. Just so that I could line it up on this side better. So let's see if it goes over. Now I'll tighten the passenger side up there. So I think we should be pretty much good. Sorry. Hooked up on both sides. So let's go ahead and start it up and see. Hopefully this restores some of the power too, because the leak that was coming out was pretty hefty. So in here we had the tarp on the roof, so it actually stayed super dry, and it's nice. It's nice in here right now. Got a little bit of stuff on the couch, debris on the couch, maybe from the window there. But it's all dry up here. Let's see if it held battery power. Whoa, she's leaking. Where was it coming from? Not good. Not from this part of the line. From this part of the line it was leaking? Where's it even coming from? Oh, look at this, guys. It's coming from the line behind it as well. Right there, rusted through. So I'm just gonna snip it up there, snip it back here again on the other side of the frame rail, and then use that rubber hose that I showed you earlier on that part. Snip the front side now, guys. Okay, this side is also now tight. So you can see my new line is routed. And then it comes around here, and then there's two there. So we've got two new lines from two leaks. Let's start it up. Doesn't look like it's dripping. Let's check this side to make sure. Oh yeah. Thank God. Didn't want to be under there much longer. Well, let me pull it back forward into its parking spot. And there it is. That's the end of the camper for this week. In 2 weeks, maybe, you'll see it going on a long road trip. But thank you for watching.